Welcome to On and Off the Mic. I'm Mike Corey. This next episode was a lot of fun, catching up with one of my really good friends and broadcast colleague, Scott Klatzkin. I started radio in Delaware in 1999, broadcasting Delaware football and basketball, and when I moved on in 2012, I was proud that Scott was taking over. I couldn't have left things in better hands than with such a great guy, funny, talented, and one of the hardest workers I know, who is now going into his 8th season as the voice of the Blue Hens. We did this one from the radio station where I hadn't been back to in a while, and we always have a great conversation when we get a chance to catch up. Hey, great to see you, man.
It's good to see you. I've got you here at your old stomping grounds. We're at iHeart Radio in Delaware, where it all began.
It's changed up a little bit here now.
Did you walk through and you were like, the halls are smaller? Does everything look smaller?
Yeah,
like, when you go back to your old elementary
school? It looked a little more
school?
inviting, though. We don't have broken computers hanging out.
That's right. They cleaned it up a little bit since you left. After you left, they're like, finally, we can clean this mess up.
Good.
Corey's junk is gone.
Well, that's all I would do. Remember, I would go into like the closet and trying to clean stuff. You know, I think we were kind of similar. You know what I mean? If it started affecting our work and what you were doing or what I was doing, I'd be like, we got to get this crap cleaned up. You know, and it'd be like, Mike's on a rampage, just cleaning the closet again.
We would see Mike just running through the hallways with like to the shredder just to like clean stuff up, and you kept it as clean as you could. But no, we're doing well here. It's a good place to work. We miss you, and you got a nice reception when you.
I know. It's like
the 3 people that are left.
Yeah, we got Heidi and Kat and Krista, and I'll catch up with Marlene too.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty much the whole crew from like when I was here.
That's right.
Probably 4.5 years ago we figured out.
I think so.
The end of 14.
Yeah, you left. I got all your accounts, and now my life is good. I got your job.
Are they all still going though? Hopefully you didn't lose it.
Yeah, I think there hasn't been much attrition. We're doing well. Good. Yeah. So I stepped in to your role as because you did sales and the Delaware thing, and now that's my gig. So
great spot, man.
It's like. You had your system, and then like on Always Sunny, there was the dentist system, which is like, I don't know if you're familiar with Always Sunny, and then Mac would step in afterwards, and his was the Mac system, which was move in after completion, and he would just get all the leftovers. That's what I did. I got all your old gigs now. You're in Delaware. Life is good.
That's great.
So thank you.
No, you got it. I love it. This place was what, 07, 08 we came here?
07, I think, is this building for iHeart Radio Delaware. And I graduated on a Saturday, and I started working, I think, on Monday.
That's awesome.
I think I started... you tricked me into doing a sales job. I don't know if you remember. I was in college. We were buddies.
Yeah.
And I want to get into broadcasting. There was no broadcasting gigs. You were like, oh, you can come in. You can do high school, and you can do... there's some other opportunities on the air. And so I'm like, oh, cool, I got a broadcasting gig. I'll interview for this stupid sales job, and I'll do that on the side or whatever. And then I get there, and they're like, yeah, no, this is a sales job. There's no, you might be able to do some down-the-road broadcast. I was like, no, Mike told me I could be on the air. And they were like, Mike has like zero say around here. I don't know what he told you, but Mike, great that he's your buddy, but here's your cubicle, and here's the phone book. Like,
oh, that's great.
And it took a while for me to get on the air.
I pretty much screwed you over there. Right?
I was like, oh, geez.
No, but I was just so excited. Like, listen, and you do this too now. It's because you never want to forget where you came from. You always like to help people working their way up in the business. And I knew, like, from day one, like when I met you, that I'm like, this kid, he wants to do this. Like, and he's going to bust his butt. So I was just trying to figure out every way that I could. I'm like, I gotta know he wanted to do this. I'm like, I just got to get him in here. And if that's how they have to get him in the door, the sales, whatever, we'll figure it out. Yeah. And you did. Like, you took that and you did like the whole high school package. Right. And then you set up the entire network of like Delaware State. Like, we're doing the Blue Hens, I'm doing the Blue Hens, but you're here selling the high school and Delaware State, and literally did it from ground zero, which is like so impressive. I always admired how you did that, and you did well. That was great.
I remember being in high school and then being in college and going to Delaware games and walking up to you and saying like, hey, I want to be a broadcaster. I want to do what you're doing one day. Right. How can I help you out? And when you're younger, people that are even just a little bit older than you look at them like they're larger than life. Like, I remember being in high school playing basketball and like thinking that the seniors on my basketball team were like 6'9", 6'8". Yeah. Like, JC was our center. He was like 6'2". He was like 6 foot. You know what I mean? You see him now, it's like, oh, you're not that tall.
Right.
But,
like,
I
I'm actually
remember
than
thinking
you.
like, oh, this is Mike Corey. He's the broadcaster. Like you were like probably like 25 years old, 26 years old.
Yeah.
Like you probably had no idea what was going on. You probably were not polished yet. But I was just like, this guy is where it's at. So I remember like, and that's how we connected. I think it was probably 17 years ago. We began.
Crazy,
this is like, we're actually friends. I don't know who else you talk to on this podcast. They're like, yeah, Mike, I'll do your stupid thing.
I know this
We're
guy.
Actually friends. We're actually friends. So
that is half your life, man.
Yeah, that's right.
When you think
just
about
turned
it.
34.
It's like when you're in grammar school, you think your teacher's like 45 years old, and then you think that's old because now I am, so I don't think that's old. So, but they were probably like 24.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're all young.
They're still 10 years older than you.
Absolutely.
But that's funny. Oh man, no, it's good being back here. What's been going on with the Blue Hens here? Now I finally got a new press box. I know we don't have to struggle with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's on its way up,
it's
right?
cool. Chrissy Raywalk came in a couple years ago. She's the athletic director.
Yeah.
She's done an awesome job at fundraising, at just getting people to finally be okay with donating money, which I think was a problem for a long time. And they're building it now. I don't know how fast things get done. I'm not a builder, but like there's nothing at the stadium now, and like kickoff is in a couple months. But they'll build it up there. But it's this. It's called the Whitney Athletic Center. A new press box, new training facility for the student athletes, new place to study, football offices, press box, suites, and stuff like that. And so finally, we'll have a new press box. Like you and I broadcasted games in what was literally the worst. Would you say the worst press box in the country?
The worst.
Like when it was built, it was probably like brand new.
Yeah, 1952 or whatever.
This is for press boxes.
Right.
Come to Delaware and see what it's like.
We're high up.
Like after 1952, they're like, oh, we got it. This is it. Right? You said it was good at the time.
It was ridiculous.
How many dead birds did you clean out of that press box every offseason?
A bunch. At least a couple.
It was gross.
You go in there, you heard them. You heard them. They're still there. I mean, and you couldn't walk behind the people, and there was one bathroom, one toilet, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the minute halftime hit, we'd have to run out of there and get all the way over there
just
to
sprint. Like
get in line.
You didn't eat or anything.
I felt so bad. Like for Scott Selheimer, who's the sports information director there at the time, and it was just like I don't know how he got everybody in there and was able to get passes for everybody and just say, we'll squeeze you in. I mean, it was a big game. What do you do?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
So I am excited. I'm super excited about that.
Is it going to be ready?
A good spot. I hope so. Yeah. I was going to say I don't know how fast things are built, but I'll need a place to broadcast the games. Kickoff is coming up shortly. But
what about downstairs? Yeah. Well, they're finally getting rid of that, so you don't have to pee on the wall anymore, right?
That's right. Everything's going to be new.
Yeah. I didn't even know that for like the first 5 years of doing.
Yeah, that's
games.
not our bathroom.
Right, it's not our bathroom. So I never went down there. And then one day I went down there. I'm like, what the hell is this?
That's what it was. Just a wall of.
I'm like, this is what the fans do here.
Bathroom.
I'm like,
no, trying to describe it, I guess. There's no stalls. There's no anything. It was awful. Just go on the wall. Everybody just pick a spot, and then you're just
same thing with Rich Gannon and Joe Flacco and the rest of the crew was there.
So I'm excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. A lot of good things. Like after you left, and I am appreciative of everything. Like after you left, I remember my first year, and this is Delaware. So now you're obviously doing big games and stuff like that. But for Delaware, it was huge. The year you left, and it's my first year, we play at Madison Square Garden at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yeah, right, Duke.
And go to the tournament and stuff like tournament all within like 2 years for basketball.
I struggled my ass off for 13 years with bad basketball, and then you come in and get to go to Duke. The tournament. I know that's right.
Good.
That was the CAA championship.
That's right.
However, I got to call it on NBC Sports Network, actually. So I was like, man, this is justice, that I'm here at this game after all these years of like bad basketball.
Yeah. We both called the Delaware championship game.
Right.
If you're wondering which call was better, just look at SportsCenter and which call they decided to use for their open.
That was awesome.
No, it was fun. It was
That's great.
Yeah.
Join our friends from the Delaware Kids Fund and Harvey Hanna and Associates for the 10th annual Delaware Kids Fund 5K in Newport, Delaware on Saturday, August 3rd. Join me and the rest of the crew as we help fight childhood hunger in Delaware for over 10 years now. For full info, visit dekidsfund.org. It's like I always felt like, and you've gone before me now in some ways. Like I know you felt like you came after me, but like for me, with you, like you got married, before me. Now you had your child before me. Now I always really do appreciate come talking to you about hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, real
how's
life
this work?
stuff,
Right. Yeah. I mean, Ryan is now 2.
Ryan
you just
is
had
my
the
son.
birthday
He just
party.
turned 2 just a week ago. And here's some advice. If your wife wants to do a birthday party, do a birthday party. So Ryan just turned 2. And for me, it's like, all right, we had the big 1-year birthday party. Everybody has the
Right.
first birthday party. But he's 2. He doesn't understand the concept of birthday parties. Like, he doesn't know. If he doesn't have a birthday party, he won't be like, hey, what's the deal? Where's my party hat? He doesn't know. He's 2. So, but we planned one outside. We were going to go to some place, and it was a playground, and there's animals and blah, blah, blah. And we are looking at the forecast, and on Friday, my wife's been tracking it like Storm Tracker 10 all week, just like, here's a new report. Get it. I have the app. But on Friday, she's like, it's going to storm on Sunday. Like, we're not going to be able to have the party outside. And my reaction was like, oh, we tried. We'll just cancel the party. Okay, well, I'll tell all my friends that we're not going to have it anymore. Wrong answer. That was not what she was looking for. That was not it. Like, no, we need to find an alternate. So we had everybody instead, after we dried eyes of the idea of canceling my son's 2-year-old birthday party, we had everybody over at the house. And it was good. It was great. Like, we were prepping him for the birthday song, and he was stoked. And you do things like that, though, just to, just to see the smile on your kids' faces. But it was, Sesame Street themed out, and we made signs. I had a Z is for Zion sign.
Cool.
That's his guy. Yep. So like everything ended up going.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're a huge Duke fan.
I'm a huge Duke fan.
And Scott sends me this text of your son Ryan going, Zion.
Yeah,
Zion, like thing. How does he? Somebody knows his name.
That's why you have a child, so you can brainwash them at least until they're old enough to figure it out. But for the time being, like, he's going to be a Duke fan. He can make his own decisions later on. But so I'm a big Duke fan. His name is Ryan Cameron Klatzkin, and so we're picking names. And I'm joking. We find out it's going to be a boy, and I tell Laura, like, do you think our son will have trouble spelling Krzyzewski as his first name? Like, do you think that'll be tough? And she's like, no, we're not doing Krzyzewski, no JJ, we're not naming him Leitner, like none of that stuff. We're not doing anything sports. So we land on Ryan. We love the name Ryan. We're looking at middle names now. And I had the idea, I'll just pitch this like normally. And I'll just be like, hey, Cameron's a good name. Like, what do you think, Cameron? I'm pitching it hard. And she's just like, yeah, Cameron does have a good ring to it. Ryan Cameron, that's a good ring to it. So she's fully committed. We're locked and loaded on Ryan Cameron Klatzkin. And then like once she's all the way in, I was like, ha, guess what? It is a sports tie-in. Duke plays at Cameron Indoor Stadium. So she was too far in, and I won that one. So so she's got dibs on the next name. But yeah, so far, like, he'll see any basketball game, he's go Duke, and we're going over letters, and there's not many options for Z. So Z is for
awesome.
Zion.
That's perfect.
And he knows. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So he loves watching Zion, and he has a little shirt and all that. So we'll see. Cool. He'll be a Pelicans fan, I guess. Yeah, right. I know. I was going to say, I saw that that room was jumping when they got the pick there. Huh? Yeah, I don't know if Zion's a Pelican fan.
Right. Yeah, he's like, great.
Right.
So, but
there's a 50% chance of being in a huge market like LA or New York, and then it goes down to Memphis or
maybe he'll
New
pull
Orleans.
the Eli Manning or whatever. No, I'm playing for San Diego. I'm going to New York.
He's like, probably like, do I have any eligibility left?
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah.
That's nuts. I know. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But he just says go Duke no matter what game he's watching.
No, we're watching the NBA playoffs are on. He looks and he says go Duke, and because I react positively to it, and so far so good on the brainwashing. Good. We're doing well there.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we? So like now, what about like preparation time? I mean, I remember talking to you about this. How
it's different now.
Yeah. Like,
when you have a kid,
you got to change it up. Like, I mean.
Yeah. So
we're pretty.
I might not be the best broadcaster in the world, but I'll put my spotting board up with anybody's, right? Like it's a nice spotting board. We've gone over changes in spotting boards all the time, and but it's different now because I used to just do my spotting board. It's 2 a.m. or whatever. I'm up late. I'm typing up. Like, I'm tired at 9:30 now. So
right. I know.
So now it's a matter of like whatever information I can fit. And you got to just be more efficient with your spotting board. And we talked about that.
Yeah, I always said that. Like, you changed my defense, like, for a number of years. Like, you'd always lay it out where, defensive line, then linebackers, and secondary. And then you get in the game and, some defensive linemen are number 5, and then some secondary players will come up and make a tackle and you're looking on your board. Why am I doing that if you don't have it memorized? So you just I put it numerically. I'm like,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, numerically. I'm like,
just saves
because
a tenth of a second.
why are you even worried about the starters? The minute the first play happens, Bobby gets run in anyway, and the starter. It's different. Like, who cares about starters in football? Like, it's a package.
I would find myself like with football and a lot of the boards, and there's no right or wrong, it's just whatever works for you. But like, I would find myself, because I had it lined up. Safeties are here, secondary cornerbacks are here. We kind of line it up, looking as if you would on a field. And then someone make the tackle, and you have to remember, like, do I look in the linebacker row? Do I look at the safety row? So if you do it numerically, it's just all right. Number 5, boom.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, because I have a spotter, so they can point to. They see it numerically. They're not trying to scan the thing. Right. So yeah, that was huge. I mean, just so many things that like we used to just do. And you don't realize why you do it, and then
you just kind of learn.
We either did it this way all the time, or this is how it's done,
yeah.
and then you sit down for like 5-10 minutes, which I think you and I, and you've helped me with this. Just wait a minute, why are we doing this again? And then you make the change, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it's so much better.
Yeah. So and it's just a matter of evolution and figuring out what works for you. And we've had great conversations over the years of like, hey, I'll try this. I'm doing this now, or blah blah blah. Right. I don't have a spotter though. That must be nice.
You gotta get nice. Yeah. That's my brother. It's my brother
Brian's
Brian.
The man.
Yeah, Brian's are great. I mean, it took us a little bit to get going, because we're brothers, and he works his butt off. He works at Newark High School in Delaware, as you know. So he's always doing that. And then I don't know. I was like, one day I was going into something and I needed some help with this, and he was trying to relate it back to some person at the school. I was like, no, it has nothing to do with the school. I'm like, it's this. We're talking about our game. And, my broadcast partner was like, all right, guys, it's okay. It's okay. And, we had a little bit of a situation in the press box for a game. And then we came to it. We said, okay, every time we come to games now, we're always focused on the game. We don't worry about what's going on in your life, my life, whatever. Let's just figure this out and kick butt with the game. And he does an awesome job. I mean, he is unbelievable. Like, I'm calling the game. It's like there's a fumble. It's a fumble. You know what it's like when there's a fumble. It's like a mad scramble. It's crazy. He's pointing to who forced the fumble, who got the fumble recovery, and he's all over it. And I'm like, and I trust him, and I'm just like, bang, bang, and we got it. I mean, 99% of the time, he's right.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And there's not room for a spotter in my old booth down
I know. Well, you will now. You'll have a new one.
We'll see. What's the best? Just talking about booths. And you've been to a bunch. What's like the best booth that you've been in?
I mean, that's like, and I know you and I kind of share the similar sense of football and basketball. Like we love doing football. It's big. It's really a lot of people, but there's always a stipulation. There's always something going on. You know what I mean? Like, how high up are you? You can't see the field. The numbers are crappy. There's double numbers. It's like, there's no space. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think like what the best one is of all the places like I've gone. There's a couple ones where we do the NFL, like we're in the NFL booths. Like, so we're at Levi Stadium this year in California. That's awesome. Philly is really the best, like Lincoln Financial Field, like, cause that's where Temple plays. So like when you're there, I mean, that's the best. I mean, that's just the best. I mean, it's huge.
Isn't that like with football? It's like, okay, what's gonna be my angle? What's gonna be this and that? With basketball, it's like, what's your favorite booth for basketball? All of them, because I sit on the same place and I have the same view, and it's great, and it's warm.
Climate controlled.
I go home
mid-court, 5 guys on each team, 2 hours, you're done.
Yeah. I mean, the football is amazing, but you talk about like different factors, like the booth, and basketball is just easier in that sense.
Dude, if you get like a bad football game for like 3.5, 4 hours, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like it sucks. Basketball, even if you're down by like 25 or 30, like you can still hit like a couple threes, make a defensive play. Oh, they're within 18, who knows, I mean, at least it's like a little bit more exciting. But football, you're down by 30.
You're a hell
done.
of a broadcaster. If you can make they're down 18 call sound good. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
Not so much there. But like in football, when you're down by 30, you're done.
Yeah.
You're not coming back. The game's over.
Right.
Like there's been like 4 comebacks, or whatever. So no, it's fun, but there's a lot of crap.
There's a lot of different factors. And here's what I wanted to say, talking about the Delaware. Yeah. I get this a lot. I'll get from the Delaware fans, and we kind of talk about the reception you got when you came in the hallway here at iHeart Radio where we're recording. But I'll get this. Scott, because I'll do a few. I'm starting to do a few more TV games, which is exciting. And they'll say, Scott, I saw you, or I heard you on the radio. These are the Delaware fans, and they'll say, you do a great job. You keep it up. You'll be like Mike Corey one day.
Come on,
I get that all the time, which is basically like, hey, you do a good job. You'll actually get a good job if you keep doing well. One of these days, you'll get a good gig. So it's like a backhanded compliment. I take it as a compliment.
You might not stink as bad if you were
no. But I hear that all the time. You keep doing well. You'll be just like you can get a job like Mike. Just like I don't go into your office and tell you like, hey, you keep doing those tax forms, tax returns well, you'll be able to get into a bigger office. Like, it's such a backhanded compliment.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I hope you don't have to deal with that for the rest.
It's
you've been doing it for one. This is going to be 8 years now.
8th season. I love it. I went to Delaware. I've thought about, should I go to a bigger school? Right. Should I go to it? And then you have those thought processes of like, should I be doing a bigger conference? Should I be doing this? Should I move? And it's like, I love Delaware. I love my family situation. My wife's family is close by. My family's close by. I have roots here, and I just enjoyed it. I have the other gig doing the piece at iHeart Media, and you got to think like, and I love the CAA, like guys Bobby Broyles and Rob Washburn have been around for years. I love working with them. They do a great job, and so you got to think like, what's moving to Iowa and doing Big Ten games? What's that worth happiness wise or not? So I'd be doing bigger games. Not that the Iowa job is open, but I'm just using that example. Sure. But I'd be living in the middle of nowhere for me, and everybody has a different journey. But I love it. I love it here, and everyone's been so kind to me, and then you really set the tone, and I just kind of was able to step in.
Oh no, you've been doing great. I mean, and you're right. There's a lot of factors. I mean, it's not just the money. I know that's kind of a big one though, because I mean, if you had to do all that and uproot the family or move and do this, it better be for twice what you're making or something, or X amount of money, because I don't know what else it would be, because then you don't have your family nearby. Right. You got to make all these adjustments. Except what's the deal? The
Duke job was open a couple years back.
That's right.
And I told Laura, like, if I were to get that job, which I didn't, obviously, I would be like, I'll be in Durham. You can come if you want.
Right.
I will. That's the only one. I would just be like, whatever. I'll
absolutely. You don't care what you get paid for that.
Don't care. I'll be hanging out with her. No, I'm joking. But
but that one you do go.
But
it's like whatever.
I was like that. But I joke. I was like, I'd never leave. Like, we're doing this. This is a good setup. And that came up, and I was just like, I would leave you in a second.
Yes.
No, for Mike Krzyzewski. No.
Dude, that's it. Well, that's like when you talk to head coaches, they have a couple of places that they would definitely go to. Like, you can't say that when you're at the school, like, oh, I'm going to leave if blank opens. But no, if it does, they're gone.
But and this is how you got to where you are, is that this is a really solid base job, and you can do other things while you're still doing this as a full-time job. So I like it. Yeah,
it took like enough games on TV for me to make that move and be like, okay. And you took a little bit of a hit, but it was like I knew I would never get to a certain level if I didn't take a step back or leave something. You know what I mean? Rarely are we all able to just, improve everything. You know what I mean? It's like there's going to be some things you got to make a concession on. But I don't know. I think what were we talking the other day about, like some of these like crazy stories or people that get to. Everybody always uses like the extreme examples on stuff too. I don't know if we're talking about football and it's like, well. You talk about the draft coming out. It's like, well, Tom Brady was drafted in round 6.
I had a buddy, I had a West Virginia fan, a West Virginia alum who's just diehard Mountaineers, and good for him. But he was like, Will Grier should be a first-round draft pick. And so good for him. That's why sports are awesome, and you can be a big-time fan. Right. But he was just like, Will Grier should be a first-round draft pick. And these scouts don't know what they're talking about. And I was just kind of like, but maybe they do, because they're paid to go watch NFL quarterbacks all year long, and like you watch like drunkenly 3/4 of West Virginia action, or like Will Grier should be a first round pick, and like I hope he has a great career, Will Grier. But like he was like, well, Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round, and I was like, and they always use the outline, yeah, and they were wrong about him, but they're usually right. Like, like for every Tom Brady, there's like 20 Ryan Nassibs that they were right about, that got drafted in the 5th round or whatever it is. Like they're usually right. There's hundreds of quarterbacks that have been drafted late in the draft and didn't pan out. Like, yeah, I get it. Tom Brady lasted. That Nassib was a shout out to all your Syracuse buddies.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just gonna say, all 80% of them on ESPN.
His brother played at Delaware. That's why that name came to my mind. But yeah, 90%.
Like, well, this guy, Jeffy started up Amazon. It's like, there was a lot of other people that tried some internet, and didn't do too well.
Bill Gates didn't graduate college. It's like, neither did John, who changes my tires. So like, let's use. There's other examples of that. Yeah.
So was Billy. and he sells insurance now.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. Right.
So, we were talking about that the other day,
That's
of like
the
the
best.
outliers of that people
Right,
try to
like
use.
you can't give every extreme example and tell me that's
Right.
the way it's supposed to be.
Tom Brady. Everybody uses Tom Brady.
Yeah, everybody uses Tom Brady. 6th round, but we know the story.
That's your guy, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I said, because like, I hate it when everybody's like, oh, you're 40 now, so everything starts hurting. Well, it does, because I haven't had trainers for the last 10 years walking to the bathroom and then like, oh, okay, come on, Tom, get back on the table. There was a lot of energy right there. Cooking their food. Like, he doesn't have to go do returns at Marshalls and Home Goods. I mean, he doesn't have to deal with any of this stuff. I mean, he just watches film and kicks ass at football. I mean, I love that. Like, but he does it right, for that kind of money. I mean, he uses it the right way.
Times are good, though, for sports, your sports fanship, though, right? Yeah. You're from Vermont,
right?
Up there, and I just happen to be. We connected on that. I think that was one of the first things we connected on. I'm a Red Sox fan and a Celtics fan.
Yep.
And times are good, right?
Well, in the last 10
Sox
years, the Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins, the Pats have all won a championship. And I was saying the other day, it's ridiculous that I'm like, spoiled with this. Like, the Patriots won this past year. I didn't even hear from anybody. Like, I didn't even text anybody. Nobody texted me. Just like, oh, another Super Bowl. It's like, what?
You got texts, but they weren't happy for you.
Yeah, exactly. And people hate me. And my neighbor's like, you're the only Patriots fan I like. I'm like, well, thank you. I'm like, but yeah, I don't know. We're a little spoiled.
I remember I cried like hysterically in 2004.
Oh my gosh.
And then like last year when the Sox won, I was like, cool. Right. What's next?
I
think I'm gonna hit the hay.
I gotta go change my diaper now. Yeah. It's like, I know, right? It was like time to go to bed. Unbelievable. Yeah,
that's probably the most obnoxious. That's why people hate Sox fans now. But
04 was
it turned out it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
No, it's been fun. But no, hey man, great seeing you. Keep it up. Have a fun summer. I know you gotta. We both have a chance to chill a little bit now.
That's right. It is. It's kind of the off season for us, kind of the teacher schedule where the summers there's not as much to do, and no, it's always good. It's always good catching up, and let me when this thing's huge, let me come back on.
Absolutely. Well, let's find some sponsors here. Help me out, will you? Come on.
You're doing well. You did the sales thing for a while. You know what you're doing. Man. Always good chatting with you, man.
You too, buddy. I'll talk to you. On and Off the Mic is brought to you by Dr. Michael Axe and the team at First State Orthopedics. Dr. Axe and his staff is an outstanding group that I've known for over 20 years. They have top docs that are nationally known, 21 specialized surgeons providing the best care for you and your family. Visit firststateortho.com. Thanks for listening to On and Off the Mic. I'm Mike Corey. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another episode. And you can follow my travels all year long on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Mike Corey Sports.